I have a question that I would like to ask you today. If God is the giver of life, doesn't he have a right to say when it's time to retrieve that life? If God is the giver of life, doesn't he have every right to say when it's time to retrieve that life? And somebody may say, what do you mean? Well, as I think about in Hebrews 9:27, and it says that each person is destined to die once, then the judgment. Each person is destined to die once, then judgment. I want you to think about it. And if you get a chance, when you get a chance, you can go look it up for yourself. If it says that each person is destined to die once, then judgment, doesn't that make you think that we all have a time that we're scheduled to leave this world? You, me, family member, friends, co-workers. And something that I don't think people truly think a lot about is that life is a gift from God. I'm going to say that again because I think a lot of people don't understand that life is a gift from God. And I want you to think about that. And I want you to ask yourself on today, what are you doing with the gift of life that's given to us by God? If we know that our life is a gift from God, mama life is a gift from God, friends life is a gift from God, husband, wife, co-worker, the neighbor across the street. If we know that just as much as our life is a gift from God and their life is a gift from God, well, what are we doing while the gift is here? I want you to think about it now. What are we doing while we have the gift? I want you to think about it. Somebody right now is probably mad at the Lord because guess what? Their loved one is gone. And a lot of people get mad at God because their loved one is gone. Somebody right now is mad at God because that child is no longer here. Husband is no longer here. Mama is no longer here. Brother is no longer here. And I do meet a lot of people. And a lot of people do say that they have gotten upset with God because you know what? Mama is gone. Mama is gone. But if they truly had a relationship with the Lord, if they was truly seeking the Lord, if they truly was in the Word, how can they overlook the fact that this world is not our home? That eventually everybody, just like the scripture says, each person is destined to die once. And what I can't understand is how is it that we can see everybody else's mama can leave this world, but we just don't want our mama to leave this world. Everybody else's spouse can leave this world, but we just don't want our spouse to leave this world. Everybody else's kids can leave this world, but see, we just don't want our kids to leave this world. And if we be real about it, see, we want to tell God when we're ready for him to do it. See, we want to let God know, I'll give you the time, okay? We want to tell God, God, I'll give you the time when I'm ready to leave and when I want my loved ones to leave and when I want my friends to leave. But it doesn't work that way because it's all about God's will. Everything is in God's timing, not our timing. God's will be done. It's not our will be done. So are you one of those people that you very well could be upset with God because he's the giver of life. And he said, it's time I must retrieve that life. But everybody has a time on this temporary world that the life must be retrieved. What are you doing while you're here? If you know for a fact that 99.9% that one day your sister won't be here, your mama won't be here, your friend won't be here, and most importantly, you won't be here. What are you doing about it? How are you treating people? How are you talking to people? What are you doing to know that when that time comes, and it will happen, whether we want it to or not, it's going to visit all of our families, but doesn't mean that you won't miss that person. Doesn't mean that you won't miss that individual. But when that person is gone, can you truly say, Lord, I know I did my part? I want you to think about it now. Can you say it? Whether your child leave this world first, can you say, Lord, I know I did my part. I did my part to tell my child what was right. I did my part to be pleasing in my child's sight. I want you to think about it now. Are you going to be one of those people who sit back and you have all these regrets? Or are you going to be one of those people who say, you know what? I did my part and I have no regrets. Are you one of those people that need to stop talking to people any kind of way? Are you one of those people that you probably need to start being obedient to mama, obedient to daddy, obedient to grandma? Are you one of those people? See, are you one of those people that you need to start treating your mate right? You need to stop cussing at them. You need to quit talking down to them. What about your kids? See, are you one of those people that you need to make sure that you right when you stand before God? So are you one of those people that need to stop being your child's friend, your child's buddy? Do you need to be one of those people that say, I need to start telling my child what's right? Because a lot of parents, they're not telling their child what's right. You know they out there living wrong. You know the things they're doing, because guess what? Half of them doing it right inside your house. You know she dressing any kind of way because she's dressing that way inside your house. She coming back to your house dressed that way. He has his friends at your house drinking and smoking. You're going to be held accountable for that stuff when you stand before the Lord. So what is it on today that you know that you need to make sure you right? And what is it that you need to do on your behalf to say, I got to tell it, and I got to start telling the truth, and I got to make sure that I'm right with my eyes closed, because I got to be right when I stand before the King. What wrongs do you need to make right with the friend? Because little do you know that friend isn't going to be here long. What is it on that job? Who is it on that job that you need to get things right with? Because little do you know that person on that job may not have long to be here. Life is a gift from God. What are we doing with the gift that we've been given? If you know that a person's life is a gift from God, are you enjoying the gift while you have it? Or are you tearing it down? Are you not doing right with that gift? Are you taking advantage of that gift when you need to be loving the gift that you have? And that's something that you have to think about And you have to be real about. Life is a gift from God. Each person is destined to die once, then judgment. If God is the giver of life, he has every right to retrieve that life. And we don't have to like it if it's not on our time. Everybody is not going to make it to be 70. I know we all want to, but it's not going to happen. And just because everybody doesn't live to be 70 doesn't mean that they're going to hell. Just because your child don't live to be 70 doesn't mean that they're going to hell. Just because your mama didn't make it to be 70, if you don't make it to be 70, it doesn't mean that you're going to hell. Everybody has a time that they're going to exit this world. We all do, whether we want to admit it or not. What are you doing with the time that's given? What are you doing? And what do you need to start doing if you're not doing it? Do you need to start treating people better? Doing people better? Do you need to start living better yourself? Do you need to start doing your part? Whether you're telling a person what's right, you can't keep going along to get along. What is it right now that you know, I need to do this now? Because I don't know when I'm going to leave. I don't know when my loved one is going to leave. But I got to be right before God when I leave. We all need to get to the place that when loved ones leave, that we don't have any regrets. That we do our part while we're called to do it now. So don't be mad at God, because everybody is going to have a time that they must stand before God. It is an afterlife from this temporary world. And what people must understand is that our soul is going to live on forever. This world is going to come to an end, but we must not forget that is a soul that's going to live on forever and ever and ever. So we must start seeking him so we can truly know him. Let's get in the word so we can truly start learning more about him. And most importantly, that we can be ready when we're being judged by him. So always remember my closing. Self-examination is the best examination. And Jesus Christ is Lord, and he's all we have. Have a great rest of the day.